Team and volunteer today at mealsonwheelssa.org.au.
The political money men are in the election spotlight today. Treasurer Tom Koutson-Tonis outlining Labor's fully costed policies ahead of March 21. He says care has been taken to fund infrastructure, which is imperative for a growing economy. Shadow Treasurer Ben Hood also handing down his party's election commitment costings.
We're extremely proud of the policies that we've been taking to this election. Some $1.3 billion in tax and fee relief for every South Australian in this state. This is extremely important. We are the only party that is taking relief to the people of South Australia.
A new fuel supply task force has been established to address concern over future shortages. Some areas have seen petrol and diesel supplies run dry. Former energy regulator Anthea Harris has been appointed to lead a new task force to address the issue. Her role will be to ensure fuel stocks make their way to areas of need, especially the regions. The Premier has announced SA's representative.
I will be appointing Mr Paul Martin, who's the Chief Executive Officer of the Department of Energy and Mining, to be that person, and he will participate in that task force.
Former cyclist Rowan Dennis, whose wife died after being struck by his car, is being criticised for a bad taste social media post. He described a black Porsche as an absolute weapon, despite serving a suspended jail sentence for her death. SA Commissioner for Victims' Rights, Sarah Quick, says it would be very triggering for a lot of people.
It must be deeply hurtful, and I think it's quite disrespectful to her family and friends who are all still grieving and will continue to grieve. But it's also very disrespectful to all families impacted by road trauma, all people impacted by road trauma.
But Dennis doesn't seem too apologetic, following up with a post of two children riding their bikes, captioned "two absolute weapons," and a photo of media crews outside his home. There have been 2 wins for Adelaide Airport at the Skytrax World Airport Awards. We've been named Best Regional Airport in Australia and the Pacific again, and for the first time, Best Airport Staff. Management say it's fantastic recognition for the entire airport team. It comes as Adelaide Airport had a record year in 2025, with passenger numbers reaching 9 million for the first time, led by more than 20% growth in international visitors. And Neil Sedaka's cause of death has been released. The singer died of cardiovascular disease last month. He was 86. Now turning to 5AA sport, and it's selection night for Port and the Crows. For the Power, Jack Lukosius and Jordan Sweet are set to replace Ollie Lord and Dante Vicentini. Todd Marshall is fine to play. Port play Essendon at home on Sunday. Meantime, Port coach Josh Carr says he isn't surprised about the interest shown in their star player Zach Butters, who is out of contract at the end of the season. Bulldogs coach Luke Beveridge didn't shy away from his club's interest while speaking to the media yesterday. Carr says he can understand why Beveridge would want Butters at their club.
There's not a team in Australia that wouldn't have Zach a part of their team. He's out of contract at the end of the year, and I'm sure there's a lot of teams that would like to get their hands on him. He's ours right now, and we're doing everything we can to keep Zach, and more importantly, as I've said the whole way along, I know how invested he is in our football club.
The second round in the AFL kicks off tonight. The Hawks clash with the Swans at the MCG, and the game will be live on 5AA. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Lonsdale, a breakdown on the Southern Expressway near O'Sullivan's Beach Road. Fabberton, Burstwater Main, Port Road near Phillip Street, plus emerging council works there too, so that's very slow. And another Burstwater Main, the Savo, something in the water today. This one's at Highgate, Cross Road near Highgate Streets. Camera, Hardings Road, Torrensville. Need a new bed? Don't wait. Harvey Norman Bedding floor stock clearance is on now. Mattresses, adjustable bases, bedroom furniture and more priced to clear. More in store at Harvey Norman today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow 27, Saturday sunny and 27, the same on Sunday and 29. Right now it's 26 degrees. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Brenton Raglas.
We begin tonight with breaking news.
With the news that matters to you.
The government insists it's a win for the state's economy.
9 News is covering the stories that matter to South Australians.
Brazen daylight firebombing attack at the Torrensville supermarket.
Adelaide is your city. 9 is your news.
Imagine if you could reverse the appearance of skin age in just 2 weeks and support skin longevity. Introducing the future of anti-aging. New Nivea Cellular Serum, powered by Epicelline and 3 types of hyaluronic acid. This advanced formula supports aging skin, helping improve firmness and smoothness fast. Because your skin doesn't need to look its age. Nivea Cellular Epigenetic Serum. Science that works beautifully.
SA. It's who we are. It's what we do. It's where you know your barista by name, and they know yours. Where your fruit and veg shop keeps you smiling with seasonal goodness straight from the farm. And your favourite local spot always comes through with the goods. It's all the things that make us, us. And buying local means $1 spent here stays here. So when you're out and about, look for the state logo and buy SA for SA. A message from the Government of South Australia.
G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. We've grown from 3 staff at the beginning to 30, 40 staff and a number of contractors now. And radio's definitely played a big part of that. We've been working with FIVEAA for 5 or 6 years now. And in that time, we've seen a lot of businesses come and go in our industry. And I think that's a great example of people having a go, short periods of time, not happy, leave. And for us, that longevity has enabled us to have a really great relationship with the audience. So when we meet someone that's a FIVEAA customer, they feel like they know us and we feel like we know them, and it makes for a really great experience for everyone involved.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit fiveaa.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the third and final hour of the afternoon's program. Coming up this hour, 2 Adelaide guys have come up with an idea of how to get kids off screens and into the garden. And this sounds like a great idea to me, so I'm looking forward to talking to them. Elias and Tony will join me in the studio very soon, and they'll be able to tell you all about their new idea. And I think this is one that my papu would have been very proud of. If we've got any keen gardeners out there who have kids or grandkids, this might be something that you'd like to listen up for and find out a little bit more after 3:30. We're also about to talk about this plan from a US company to send satellites into space that have massive mirrors on them and reflect the sunlight back down to Earth when it's dark. Why are they wanting to do this? Will it work? And how will it affect us? Some questions that I've got. But first up, we start this hour with breaking news. The Australian Energy Regulator, they're the ones that set the maximum price that you can pay for your electricity bills, and they reassess them every year. They have handed down their offer for this year, and seems like for the first time in a long time, I've got some good news for you. Millions of us are about to save on our power bills, hopefully, under these new default prices. So this is a draft. The final offer comes out in May, but it shows that the average household in South Australia will have their power prices reduced by 1.3%, which is around $31 a year. Here is what the Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, had to say about this a short time ago.
Today, we've seen the Energy Regulator flag reductions in energy prices in every single regulated region. I very much welcome this. This is good progress, and it's no coincidence that this comes at the same time as we've hit 51% renewable energy in the grid, because renewable energy is the cheapest form of energy.
So that's the Minister responsible. These prices are set, though, by the Australian Energy Regulator. And as I say, it's the default market offer. So they set the maximum cap amount that you can pay. Claire Savage is the chair of the AER, and she held a press conference a short time ago. She says that households should still shop around because you can get a better deal than the ones that are being offered as the default market offer. But hopefully that's good news for a lot of us. We've just seen interest rates go up. We're seeing the cost of petrol and fuel going up exponentially. Groceries go up. It seems like the price of everything is going up. So although it's a small reduction, around $31 a year for South Australia, at least it's a reduction. I'll take that as a win. I don't know about you. I'd love your thoughts. I'll take anything at the moment. Any sort of price reduction, I'll take as a win. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Now let's talk about these satellites, because I think the idea of light on demand is something we're all very used to. If it's dark in the room, you flick the switch and the light comes on. But how do you feel about sunlight on demand? Because that is something that Reflect Orbital wants to achieve. They're a company based in the US, and they want to be reflecting this light from space onto Earth, onto solar panels at night, and they want to help. That they're saying they want the light to be able to help in disaster zones and to illuminate cities. Dr. Brad Tucker joins you now, astrophysicist and cosmologist with ANU. Good afternoon, Dr. Tucker. Thanks for your time.
How's it going, Stacey?
This all sounds a little bit woo-woo to me. I don't know if I like the idea of someone giving me light when it's meant to be dark.
Yeah, look, and it's, space has entered where a lot of these ideas that seemingly are far-fetched could be possible, because in the past it's all been an engineering and economics issue. The economics is changing in space, so people are considering this. But as you kind of just pointed out, a lot of people are questioning whether, just because you can do something, is it necessarily a good idea to do that thing? And there are very good reasons, and the way evolution has worked on and our life has evolved on the planet, of having daytime and nighttime. And potentially maybe there are better ways of trying to solve this problem rather than these potentially artificial mirrors where they would need tens of thousands of them to generate the effect that they want.
So how would it work? Is it possible to reflect that much light from space back down to Earth that it could power solar farms?
Yeah, so that's the thing, totally, right? So if you go on any night, even in a city, and you look out, you'll see satellites going overhead. And the reason we see all these little satellites, the International Space Station appears very bright. In fact, even the same reason we see other planets is it's reflected sunlight. Sunlight bounces off those objects and come back down to Earth. Now, put this in a scale. The International Space Station is about the size of a football field, and about half of that are solar panels, and we see it as a really bright star going across the sky when it appears. Now imagine you had not the scale of one football field, but 100,000 football fields in there. You could reflect a decent amount of sunlight back down towards the Earth, and in a decently concentrated way. That is entirely possible. There's also satellites that have specific orbits where they trail the sun. So they are in a specific position where they see the sun and they see the Earth at the same time. And so conceivably, you can get the angle right to always have it in the evening part of a place on Earth so that it's still evening on the ground, but you can get the sunlight from space and reflect that light back down. So this is the sort of thing. It seems far-fetched, but completely possible. But you need a lot of them. And that's where a lot of people get a bit worried about this, is the volume required to do it.
Right, okay. Because I was wondering if it's possible to target it that precisely. I mean, I was just mentioning the cost of electricity bills. If there was a way to target that much light onto the solar farms on Earth, so we're even generating power overnight when there is no natural sunlight, I think, and then therefore reduce all of our power bills, it might be something that people would support. But how targeted can you make it? Because I would want the light to go just to those solar farms and not anywhere near my house.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the issue, right? So that's one of these ideas. They haven't done the economics of it, and that's one of the other issues. But yeah, if you can generate solar energy for free, which is actually massively more effective in space, and get it down to Earth, there's a lot of talk about this. So other people approach this as something we call space-based solar power. You have the solar panels in space generate the electricity and then transmit it down to Earth in wireless transmissions to get it. Now, the problem with what you were just saying, reflecting down, yeah, we can target it at a solar farm for sure, but it's going to have a big spill. So you're talking about, just to picture this, you need an area about 4 to 5 times the size of the full moon. So picture the bright moon. Now imagine 5 of them in this array. You're going to get a glowing effect in your neighboring house. So yeah, that solar farm's going to be lit up, but it's also going to be daytime inside if you live anywhere near it. So maybe does it work on just a few remote locations? where the solar farms are. But if you try and do it targeted in a city, you're going to get a city or another area having a lot of extra sunlight, which then will affect things like the nocturnal cycles, our sleep cycle, especially in Australia, all of our native animals, and those sorts of things.
Yeah, it's a huge flow-on effect. I was just thinking about the personal impact on humans. I didn't even think about wildlife and animals and the rest of that as well. And then you think about space junk, because we either do or will have an issue with space junk at the moment, at some point soon, because there's so many satellites up there, and I feel like it could get very messy very soon. What do you think?
Exactly. And these are the sorts of things, right? I mean, you're talking about this company needs 50,000. Starlink and SpaceX are now potentially proposing 1 million for data centers. Space has gotten really wild. And again, there's a lot of big things that are happening to directly affect us on our life. But I think it's one of those points that we want to pause and say, is this the right thing for all, considering that we want to do, right? We can reflect back on chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs that were going into our refrigerators. Didn't think about it long term, and all of a sudden, oh, wait, we got the hole in the ozone layer. But we went and fixed that. So how can we balance what those potential huge benefits are, as I said, solar at night, with the environmental consequences on Earth and in space? And this is where conversations exactly like this and people thinking about it is important, because it is not just a decision for this company. It does affect us all, And then imagine, right, we want to, we're going on holiday. We want to go to the bush and escape it, and kind of turn off and disconnect, which a lot of us love doing. But now you just have all these bright satellites available above you, and you don't have that option. So there's a real also personal, human, cultural aspect even to it.
Yeah. So is there a way... I mean, I realise this is sort of going out of your bounds as an astrophysicist and cosmologist, but is there a way that the international community can stop it? I know that British astronomers have expressed anger at this plan by this American company. Can people get together and say, look, we actually don't want you sending all those mirrors up to space, thanks? Can you prevent someone doing it?
Yeah, to some degree, right? And one of the issues is a lot of these countries, the national approvals are doing it. So because of the U.S. company, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, has to decide this in the U.S. And that's kind of part of the problem. Should they decide something that's actually not a U.S. issue? And this is where, political pressure on our elected officials to put political pressure on the U.S. to say, look, this doesn't affect you. It's not just your decision. It is a global decision. And, there's a lot of people saying, let's just, hold on a second. Let's just have a think. And even if this one doesn't go through, and, I think the odds are unlikely, it's just an idea, but you want to have that presence known to make people think about some of these issues really are global. And let's just make sure we think of those global ramifications. And again, not just us, but on, the other wildlife and animals we share this planet with that we love.
Yeah. Yep. Well, there's a lot to think about, Brad. Thank you so much for talking to us about it this afternoon.
Anytime. Thanks, Stacey.
Dr. Brad Tucker, astrophysicist and cosmologist with the Australian National University. What do you think about this? I don't like the idea of it. It doesn't sit well with me. I like having my night times. I like having my daytimes. In fact, I think we have I think daylight saving should have ended by now. I think it's a bit too dark in the mornings, but at least we know it's coming up. It'll be ending in April, I think, at Easter time. Having artificial light or real light reflected back down to Earth and making the night times bright doesn't sit well with me. But how does it sit with you? 8223 0000 is the number to call, and I'll take some calls next.
Danny is here from Gramazio Foods. It's home of celiac certified masterpieces.
Gramazio Foods is South Australia's first and only Celiac Australia certified butcher. Built to make everyday meals safe, simple and enjoyable for everyone. This week is Celiac Awareness Week, running from 13th to the 20th of March. To celebrate, mention this ad and receive 20% off in-store during Celiac Awareness Week. Gramazio Foods is located inside the Burnside Village Shopping Centre, the Grove Shopping Centre at Golden Grove, and online at gramaziofoods.com.au.
Learn your way at Charles Darwin University. With both online and on-campus options, you can balance your studies with your life. Invest in yourself and open new doors to kickstart or advance your career. You make CDU. Search CDU today.
At McGill's Fresh Seafood, you're not guessing what's fresh, you're getting the real deal. Owner Andy hails from Port Lincoln and has spent decades in the fishing and seafood retail industry. It means he knows better than most, dealing with local suppliers, sourcing fresh seafood daily from all over Australia, then processed on-site by his team. From fresh fillets to frozen favourites, McGill's has the full range of Australian seafood. Visit McGill's Fresh Seafood at McGill Village Shopping Centre. Bought today, sold today.
South Australia, it's time to gather round. The 2026 AFL Gather Round. A festival of footy returns to our backyard from Thursday, April 9 to Sunday, April 12. Gather your mates and gather your family for a massive week of footy, food and festival fun. From Adelaide Oval right through to the Barossa, get in on it. Tickets on sale now. Tickets and more info at gatherround.afl.
G'day, Keith Conlon here. How many times this year have you been wished a happy and healthy new year? Happy? That's up to you. But healthy? That's where Fusion Clinical Research comes in. Norwood-based Fusion is paving the way for the development of new drugs and treatments for a healthy future for all South Australians and beyond our shores. It's a little late, but healthy new year from the doctors and health professionals at Fusion. Trusted research, proven results. Fusion.
Paint Supplies. Good day, Gary Johansson here from Paint Supplies. Westlakes Boulevard, Hendon. You know the name, the one you can trust to look after you for all your painting needs. We've been looking after the community since 1990. Whether you're painting a church, a house, a school, hotel, car, boat, plane, machinery, whatever it is, come and see me, Gary Johansson from Paint Supplies, a name you can trust. Westlakes Boulevard, Hendon. Paint Supplies.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Adelaide Renos Group is your local reno crew who treat every project like it's our own. From kitchens to bathrooms and full home transformations, we bring design, care and inspiration to you with our mobile showroom. Visualise your renovation design in your home in real time. Discover what's possible. Get an instant quote and create the space you love, the one that truly feels like home. For inspiration and information, visit adelaidebuildingandrenos.com.au. Adelaide Renos Group, your home, only better.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 23 minutes past 3, taking your calls now. How do you feel about artificial sunlight? Sunlight on demand. It's like a light switch. You can just flick it and have some sunlight coming in at any time of the day. Gunt is in Heathpool. Hello, Gunt.
Yes. Good. The question I've got is reflective light. Is it as potent as direct light for solar panels?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes. And for plants, it's like plants. You need plants for direct light. You're not going to put reflective light on them. You're going to put direct light. Oh. It's the goodness of the sunlight.
Yeah, but when you have things in greenhouses, they still get the filtered light coming through?
Yeah, but you might need more light because it's less potent.
You bring up a good point. It's probably not as strong, is it?
No. So it might be as bright or brighter, but it might not work as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. That's something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Okay, bye.
See you. That's Gunt in Heathpool. Jason's in Salisbury East. Hey, Jace.
Hey, Stacey. My first thought was, if this thing goes ahead, it's instant proof that climate change is a scam. What happened to the we call greenhouse effect? Heating up the planet? They want to put more light in and heat up more?
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but it's not. It's not to do with climate change. It's sending more light from the sun.
It's sunlight. It's heating up the planet more, isn't it?
Well,
we're trying to cool the planet down, so to say.
Yeah,
There's no way about the planet bursting the flames and getting too hot. Why put more heat down from the sun?
Well, the idea behind it is not to do with global warming.
No, I don't mean that. But we're supposed to be worried about climate change and global warming. The planet's heating up. They want to put more heat down from the sun using lenses.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to heat the planet up more again.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're saying it
That's
could
my point.
it could make it
We're
worse.
trying to sort it down by getting rid of all the greenhouse stuff and that sort of thing. And here we are, we'll put more heat down from the sun.
Yeah, so you're saying it could make it worse?
Itself.
Is that, okay. All right. Thanks for the call, Jason.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you. That's Jason in Salisbury East. Marion on the text line, 0448081395, says, I agree with you, Stacey, just because we have the ability, it doesn't always mean it's the right thing to do. Satellites, artificial life, good grief, no. Thank you for that, Marion. This person on the text line says there's so much junk up there now. I agree. Leave it as is, and no daylight saving as well. It all costs more. Oh, you don't like daylight saving. Okay. And Caesar, I love the extra hour. 7:28 sunset tonight. Thank you, Caesar. I know you and I have this disagreement every year when it comes to daylight saving. Thank you. Mike, maybe if the Americans build a so-called thing to use the sunlight and it was turned into a weapon, it would be more powerful than any laser. It's a pretty good conspiracy, Mike. I like it. Thank you. Keep your text messages coming. 0448081395. Jane makes a really good point. In one way, I agree with you. I like my nights to be dark, but criminals and arsonists would be less likely to commit their crimes if they know they're going to be seen. Jane. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Yep, that is a good point. I still don't think it would, when you look at the cost-benefit analysis, you know, do the benefits outweigh the costs? I don't know. I wouldn't like to have light all night, but that's just me. Keep your thoughts coming. 8223 0000 is the number. After the 3:30 news headlines, we are going to be talking about some local Adelaide friends who have come up with a genius idea, I think it's genius, to help get kids off screen time and into the garden. If you like getting out into the garden and it's something you like to do with your kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews or family friends, whoever it is, whatever kids you have in your life, and you like getting out into the garden, this could be something for you.
Bringing you the moments that defined our city.
Well, a very sad day for the people of South Australia as many people are returning to their homes, their properties here in the Adelaide Hills.
Fire has now jumped the road, spotting to the southeast of the town.
It's too close for comfort.
Scenes of absolute devastation.
Always Adelaide since 1976. 50 years of FIVEAA.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home, but sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home. And with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
Thinking about dental implants but feeling a little nervous? That's totally understandable. Which is why at Burnside Dental Practice, comfort always comes first. We offer gentle sleep dentistry, so you'll always feel calm and supported. Our implants are matched to your smile and made for your comfort, so you can confidently eat, speak and smile with ease. For complete peace of mind, book your implant consultation at Burnside Dental Practice in Hazelwood Park. Visit burnsidedental.com.au.
Lift your game with United. Next time you need access equipment or forklifts, lift your game with United's range of hire equipment. Hire from as short as a day to as long as a year, with great rates and flexible hire options to suit your business. Scissor lifts, boom lifts, telehandlers and forklifts, all available to hire right now. Lift your game with Australian-owned United. Google United Equipment today.
Lift your game with United.
Want to be part of something that could change lives? CMAX is conducting a clinical study investigating a potential new treatment for those living with the effects of a stroke. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you could help advance this important research. By participating, you'll stay 3 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend 1 follow-up visit, and be paid for your time. Find out more and apply at cmax.com.au.
Renovating your home? Ever had a basin you could eat your dinner out of?
To ensure your renovations comply with the industry standards, place your trust in a master plumber to make your vision become a reality. Choose one of our trusted, qualified and local members so your dream home doesn't become one of those renovation nightmares. Trust a Master Plumbers member to complete your stunning renovation. Go to findamasterplumber.com.au.
Wearing the wrong bra feels a bit like walking around with your shoes on the wrong feet. Uncomfortable, distracting and oddly normal. Until you finally experience the perfect fit and comfort at the Lingerie Company. We've been fitting women of every age, shape and size for over 30 years. From first bras to forever favourites, we know what works for your body. It's not just about size, it's about shape, comfort and how you should always feel. Comfortable. The Lingerie Company. Shop 36 in Mitcham Shopping Centre.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon. Mel Usher with the 3:30 headlines. A woman has walked away with a suspended jail sentence over the death of a young motorcyclist at Aldinga in 2024. Electricity prices could fall by up to 10% for households as the energy regulator releases its draft default market offer. 5 members of the Iranian women's soccer team who sought asylum in Australia have now arrived back in Iran. And in sport, Port coach Josh Carr has taken ownership of their opening round loss to North Melbourne, saying he may have led the players down the wrong path when it came to what to expect. The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, mostly sunny tomorrow, 27. Right now, it's 26 degrees. We'll have more news at 4 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Always live. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
28 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. We are live on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, so jump on and say hi. And now is the time to do it because I know that there are so many of you and I am concerned as well about screen time. I was just saying that Molly's only a baby, but we're really aware in our house of not having the TV on when she's awake. It definitely goes on when she's asleep, that's for sure. But when she's awake, we try and put the phones away and have the TV off and keep her away from screens because they're so addictive for kids of all ages. Well, 2 Adelaide friends have come up with the perfect idea of how to get kids out and about and into the garden and off the screens, and they join me in the studio. Elias and Anthony, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for having us, Stacey. Thank you.
I'm really excited about this. You have come up with a plantable kids book. Is that right? Is that a good way of describing it?
That's a great way of describing it. Yeah, it's exactly that. It's a story book that children can read, and at the end they can continue the story out in the garden.
I love that idea. Anthony, how did you come up with it?
Yes, it was about 7 years ago now. I knew that screen time in children was increasing quite significantly and the amount of time they spent out in nature was decreasing. So I figured there's a massive problem there of more screen time, and there's a solution of getting them out in the garden. And I always wanted to create a vehicle that sort of brought those two together. And that's how Sprout Story was born. And I came and approached Elias around 2 years ago now and pitched him the idea. And I guess the rest is history. We've created, a beautiful book series of 3 books in the first series. And we're really proud of, where we're at and really excited of where this can take us, and hopefully more children getting out in the garden, which is how Elias and I grew up. We grew up in our grandparents' garden, watching them grow the beautiful produce, and the food tasted just so good. Mm-hmm. And it all started with growing the crop from scratch, and watching that as a young boy. We wanted to bring that nostalgic feel back to the generation of today, which we feel is a little bit lost, and hopefully it's gained back again through Sprout Story.
I love this idea because, even me as a woman in her 30s, I get excited when I grow a piece of coriander and I can go and pick it and chuck it on my tacos that night. And I think, I'm so proud of that. How cool is that? It's even better for kids. Like, kids get really into it. They love it. They love seeing this process of a seed being planted and then growing and then eating and
right.
nurturing and taking care of it. So
children are really tactile, and they learn in so many different ways. So we've created the books to be not only centred on gardening itself, but they're also there's a life lesson in each of these books. So they cater to, you know, kids growing up and dealing with their own little struggles, and they can sort of find parts of their own personalities in these vegetables. So not only do you learn about the vegetable that you're growing, or the herb or the flower in the future, but you actually like start identifying with them. And the cool part is that once you're done with the story, you can actually grow them and meet them, you know?
Yeah, I love it. So I've got Kara the carrot in my hand, and before I saw the book, I was interested about how it would work, whether each page would be plantable. But you've got a story. It goes on about you learn a bit about Kara and her interactions with her friends, and then the back page of the book is the plantable page, and there are instructions on how you can do it.
Absolutely.
I imagine there was a lot of trial and error, I guess, in coming up with how you'd put the book together and make the plantable page as well.
Yeah, R&D was probably our biggest time spent on this one. Because you don't just want to make something that you like. You need it to resonate with the audience, and you know the audience is children, and they're the most brutal when it comes to honesty as well. So
That's true.
If they don't like something, they will literally put it down. But we've seen exactly the opposite, and I mean, it did take a bit of thinking. But at the end, we wanted the kid to still have the story, so they can refer back to it and see if their sprout has grown and is tracking the same way that the story would, and you know they really identify with that character. You know, they take something emotionally. That's the thing. We're not just teaching reading skills. We're also planting memories.
Oh, that's really nice. Stop it. That's cute. That's really cute. So, do you have kids in your life, and what do they think? Do they like it?
Well, no, we don't have kids, but there's a lot of kids around us.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends now have had children, all within the age group now of where these books are, I guess, targeted towards. So,
what are those ages?
I'd say 4 to 12. Like initially when we first created the idea, we probably thought it was more 4 to 8. But we've actually found that mums have purchased this for their children aged 8 to 12 as well. So just goes to show, I mean, you know, from an age perspective, I think it can go up to 12 years old.
I mean, personally, I reckon it could go into your 30s because I'm excited by it.
Well, the planting part is universal.
Yeah,
anyway, so,
yeah, absolutely.
No, and, you know, we'd always use them. Market and kitchen gardens, they're great. Chuck a few herbs in the salad.
Yeah.
Well, parents have actually said to me, I'm actually learning more than my child here. So
yeah, yeah, because you've got not just instructions on how to plant, but then you've also got on the back page some growing tips. So it's how to plant, how to nurture, all of it, how to really take care of Kara the carrot.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Exactly right.
Kara the carrot, or Tommy the tomato, or Leah the lettuce.
Oh,
that's what we've got at the moment.
So you've got 3 at the moment. Do you have plans to expand?
Yeah, we do. So we've written the next 3-pack, and I guess we're planning to expand all the way through to 12, which would be nice. Maybe the kid can plant one a month. That would be good.
Or 12 a month.
Or 12 a month. You never know. Yeah. No, it's good. It's actually become a very easy go-to for all of the children in our lives and the christenings that we're attending.
I bet. I bet it has. And so where can people get it? If they're listening and thinking this sounds pretty cool, where can they buy it?
At the moment, it's direct from our website, so www.sproutstory.com.au. If you just go to the shop there, you'll see buying them individually or in the 3-pack, bit better value for the 3-pack. We are actually going to Green Valley Strawberries on Saturday morning from 8:30 to 2:30. We've actually got a stall there, so if you're looking for something to do Saturday morning, getting out in the hills, eating some beautiful food, fresh strawberries, we've got a stand there, so you can get it from us direct from there as well.
That's right. Come say hi in Nan.
In Nan, yeah.
Yeah, nice. And I received a card from someone, I think it was for my birthday last year, and it was made of this sort of rough textured material, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. And then when I opened it up, on the bottom of the card it said this is plantable cardboard, and I can't remember what sort of flower it was, but the idea was, I won't buy you flowers for your birthday, here's some that you can grow. And I thought that was a really beautiful idea. And so this is like that. I love it.
It's a jumping board from that. And the funny thing is, so I have a background in commercial print, and we do those sort of things for a lot of clients, like whether it's bereavement or for children to learn how to plant. And we just never saw it put together in this format where it has an intent, it has a purpose, and, you know, the stories can continue, and so can the characters. So it was a no-brainer when Anthony said it to me. And I'm really glad it came to where it is now.
Yeah. Oh, well, good on you guys. It's so good to see something like this coming, growing straight out of Adelaide. Sorry.
No,
Hold
that
on.
was
Here
good.
we
I
go. Here we
appreciate
go.
it.
Where is it? No. Where's my... There it is. About 4 minutes too late, but anyway. Oh, well, thank you for coming in and telling us all about it. Sproutstory.com.au is where you can go and find out about Cara the carrot, Tommy the tomato.
And Leah the lettuce.
Leah the lettuce.
They're all waiting to say hi.
Love it. And then you can have a salad with all of them in, a month? How long does it usually take?
Look, the sprouts will come up between 7 and 14 days, and then by the 3-month mark, you're eating it. So it's a present in advance.
Yeah. Takes a few months, but that's the point. Get
That's
outside every day, give it a water.
Patience.
Patience, resilience,
Persistence.
dedication.
It's teaching a lot of life lessons
It
here.
is.
Yep.
Oh,
You'd be surprised.
You've really thought about this.
In the stories, they're all there.
There we go. All right, I'll have to do more research and read the story fully next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming in and telling us all about it.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thanks for having us.
Elias and Anthony, appreciate it. So get online and check out Sprout Story if you're looking for something for the kids or grandkids or nieces or nephews, whoever it is. I think it's a great idea. Get more kids outside and into the garden. That's for sure. All right, I've got some time to take your calls next. 8223 0000 is the number. Maybe you've got some thoughts on petrol prices. Maybe you like the story, the breaking news that I started this hour with. Energy prices going down. Will we actually see a reduction in our electricity bill, though? This is always the thing. Does it filter through? Will that reduction always get to you and me? Take your calls next.
Get out of bed with Ned and Sam. That's 5AA Early Breakfast, live from 5 with Ned McHenry and Sam Daddo. Thanks to Peppers, SA-developed truck strength cleaning products, keeping your logistics fleet clean. Search Peppers Truck Strength.
This state election, it's a voting centres open all week thing. Saturday, March 14 to 21. And you can vote until 6 p.m. on Saturday, March 21. Voting, it's a good thing. Authorised by M. Sherry, Electoral Commissioner, Adelaide, South Australia.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Cluedo is coming to the stage. Was it Miss Scarlet in the kitchen with the candlestick? Or Professor Plum in the library with the rope? Murder and blackmail are on the menu when 6 guests gather at Body Manor for a night they'll never forget. It's Cluedo the play, the hilarious murder mystery. This fast, furious and funny whodunit will leave you dying of laughter. Cluedo, a killer night out, literally. Opens March at Her Majesty's Theatre. Book now at cluedoplay.com.au.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. Wouldn't you love a reward just for shopping at your local Star Discount chemist? Become a Superstar Rewards member to earn points, receive birthday vouchers and more. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help? Earn and redeem points on eligible purchases. Visit website for full terms and conditions.
What's worse than running out of gas during the Christmas barbecue or the gas burner cutting out right as you're cooking your favourite steak?
Come on.
At Max Built Trading Co, we've been keeping barbies sizzling and meat medium rare since 1946. From refilling gas bottles to those hard-to-track down spares for your gas burner, Max Built has quality products and reliable solutions for all situations. Visit us at Research Road, Paraka, or head to our Facebook page for more.
One fall, one moment could change everything. Alone and unable to call for help, what happens next? Your loved ones shouldn't have to face that terrifying question. Care Alert's personal alert system is here to provide peace of mind and a lifeline when seconds matter most. Don't wait for the unthinkable to happen. Call 1300 75 85 95 or visit carealert.com.au today. Care Alert, because every moment counts.
South Australia, it's time to gather round. The 2026 AFL Gather Round. A festival of footy returns to our backyard from Thursday, April 9 to Sunday, April 12. Gather your mates and gather your family for a massive week of footy, food and festival fun. From Adelaide Oval right through to the Barossa, get in on it. Tickets on sale now. Tickets and more info at gatherround.afl.
The Pool Spa Life Expo is on again. Check out a huge range of pools, spas and outdoor living products and find exclusive deals. The Pool Spa Life Expo at Royal Adelaide Showground, 21st and 22nd of March.
Have you experienced a heart attack or unstable angina? Clinical study is now underway to better understand the safety of an investigational treatment. and whether it may help reduce plaque in the arteries. If you're at least 12 months post-event and stable on your heart medication, you may be eligible to take part. To learn more or to register your interest, visit FIVEAA.com. That's EVRIMA.com. Help advance medical research.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It's 4:45 here on 5AA. I've got a tip for you. If you've been listening for the last couple of weeks, hearing us talk about Dave and Will's democracy sausages, the lamb and rosemary ones, and you've been thinking, are they going to taste any good? Do I want them on my barbecue, my democracy sausage on election day? The answer is yes. We tried some today in the 5AA office, and they are delicious. Najobi definitely know what they are doing. So if you've been tossing up or you've been putting it on hold and delaying it, thinking, I won't head online yet, you need to do it, and you need to do it now because Election Day is not far away. 5AA.com.au is where you go to register. They're free. So if you're hosting a barbecue for Election Day, you don't even have to go and buy the sausages. We'll give them to you for free. Get online and check it out. And it's all thanks to Najobi. From their award-winning farm to your table, Najobi delivers premium fresh beef and lamb ethically, locally, effortlessly. Najobi.com.au for more information. Lots of you this afternoon want to talk about that story out of the US, Reflect Orbital. It's a company based in California. They want to launch a constellation of satellites into space with mirrors on them designed to reflect sunlight back down to Earth. They say they want to reflect the sunlight back down to Earth so it can hit solar farms, so we can generate electricity, so it'll help with infrastructure. They want to be able to do it to light up certain streets. I just don't know if it sits well with me. And so many of you have the same concern. Rose on the text line says if extra sunlight is beamed down, it could affect plants' photosynthesis, the algal bloom. As the water has no time to cool down overnight, the extra heat generated overnight would cause more humidity, making it harder to sleep, and cause tropical plants to grow out of control if beamed down in the wrong places. You've really thought about this, Rose, and I like that because none of those are things that I thought about. All I thought about was my sleep. How am I going to sleep if it's light at night? And that is something that Enzo experienced. He said, I spent a week above the Arctic Circle in summer years ago. The sun is up all day. The houses are built for the occasion, but I did not get any sleep. It's a cool experience, though. That would be a cool experience, Enzo. It's something I've always thought about, wanting to do one day. It's on the bucket list. Go to one of those countries where they have sunlight all day. It's not something, not a situation I'd like to live in, though. And I'd be interested to see what they do with their houses to try and build for it. We all get blackout blinds, but I think it would have to be a bit more heavy duty than just a set of blackout blinds, that's for sure. 8223 0000 is the number if you've got some thoughts on this idea of sending mirrors into space to reflect light back down to Earth, or maybe you've got some thoughts on fuel prices. Doug in Campbelltown has called in to talk about that. Hi, Doug.
Hi, Stacey. I just ringing up to complain and make a comment about one of the service stations on North East Road.
Oh, yeah.
I put 21 litres in yesterday because that was all I could afford, and the price was $2.42.5.
Mm.
I got some cash and I filled it up today, less than 24 hours later, at $2.51.5. 9 cents a litre, it went up in under 24 hours.
It's just a joke, isn't it? I don't understand how they can get away with this.
Well, I just rang the ACCC as well.
Oh, good. Good on you. What did they say, Doug? Were they helpful?
I got a very helpful, appeared to be a knowledgeable young man.
Okay.
Their website, their entry system is atrocious. It keeps on telling you to go on the website, and I told them that as well. But to do with the price, they said they've sent out, they did a media release today.
Mm-hmm.
And so to go onto this website and read the media release, and they're actually looking into these things now. So, they have said that my report was helpful, but I would rather do it as I'm doing now by phone than on a website.
Yeah, fair enough too. There are a lot of people in that same situation, Doug. Thank you for the call. I appreciate that. And I'm glad you brought up the ACCC. Good on you for reporting it to them as well, because I think so many of us see something and get annoyed or frustrated by it and then don't do anything about it. So well done to you for actually following up and calling the ACCC, because it was announced today by the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, that the ACCC is investigating price gouging by the petrol stations. It's quite rare that the ACCC would tell us what they're investigating, but they've let the public know because they know it's of significant public interest at the moment. And they're probing the conduct of the 4 major players in the fuel industry: Ampol, BP, Mobil and FIVEAA Energy. The federal government has also announced that Anthea Harris is going to be appointed as the Fuel Supply Task Force Coordinator. Here is the Prime Minister talking about a little bit more detail about what her role actually is.
Fuel Supply Task Force Coordinator will be responsible for the following: leading a new fuel supply task force that will be established in the Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet, driving coordination between the Commonwealth and the states and territories on fuel security and supply chain resilience, providing consistent, coordinated updates to the Commonwealth and states and territories on our fuel supply outlook, and acting as a single convening point for fuel supply and forward planning. This is a sensible measure to put in place.
That is the Prime Minister talking about the Fuel Supply Task Force Coordinator earlier today. Will it have any impact? I don't know. We hope so. I always hold out a little bit of hope. Have to have hope, right? Otherwise, what do we have? 822 300 is the number to call. After 4 o'clock, Rowie and Timmy G are on with the sports show, and Timmy G is in the studio. Hello, Timmy.
Hello, Stace. How are you?
Good.
Having
how
a lovely
are you?
afternoon?
Yes, it's been great.
Excellent,
what about you?
Excellent. What was all that about the children's book about veggies and all that, and you can plant it?
Cool, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah.
What an idea.
Yeah.
Wish that was around when the Hungry Caterpillar was around.
Hungry Caterpillar is our favourite book at the moment.
Yeah,
Molly loves it.
Yeah, and you know how many things he ate.
Yeah.
Would have been superb.
That
Imagine
would
that
be
book
cool.
flowering up. Whoa.
Planting the apple and the
Just would have
pear.
kept going, wouldn't it? Would have been incredible.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's very cool. I
Yeah.
love the idea.
that book never dies.
Hungry Caterpillar.
Never
No,
dies. It's
no.
unreal.
There are some classics. It's actually bringing back some really fun childhood memories,
Yes.
reading books to Molly now that I read when I was a
Correct.
kid.
And I'm doing it, like
Yeah,
third generation
third
now
gen.
with the
The
grandkids,
grandies.
and you know we're bringing out Where the Wild Things Are and all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Harry McClary.
Oh, good. Harry McClary's a legend.
Love Harry
Yeah.
McClary. All the Spot books.
Oh, the Spot books. Spot does this, Spot does that.
Yeah.
Hey, that days.
Yeah.
He's finding Easter eggs at the moment because
Oh, already?
Well, we're in season.
Yeah.
We're not that far. It's
No,
early.
I know. Easter Bunny's getting ready.
First weekend of April, and they've been asking. So I said, well, let's have a look at Spot, and the little twins who are, 21 months or something.
Oh, they'd love
They're
it.
brilliant finding the eggs. They're very good at it.
I bet you they are.
Better than me. Great fun. Oh,
That's
we've got a big
fun.
show tonight. We've got a big show. Riley O'Brien will come on, talk Crows. We've got Brennan Lade, actually from the Western Bulldogs export man, but he's coaching there at the moment. Of course, that's a big Friday night clash, those two. Just down here. We'll be broadcasting live from the commentary box there. Tanya Obst will come on and give us a little, intro into their first round huge win that they had, the Thunderbirds. They destroyed the Swifts by 20 and went back retro and wore their old 98 strip that they won the premiership in. So that was a really good win and a great start to the season. And where are they now for a lot of people what would you say, watching football in the 70s and 80s would know this legend, Simon Madden from the Essendon Football Club will join us. And he was voted in the top 5 all-time greatest Essendon players. So, yeah, a bit of a legend. So, and all-round great bloke, good sense of humour. So it should be a really good, fun interview, that one as well. So looking forward to that for Walco as well. So get those plugs in, don't worry. And who's going to reflect off the sun? Is Monty Burns back at his old tricks?
Yeah, apparently. Don't you think that's scary?
Oh, don't muck with nature.
No.
Mother Nature will come and give you a big punch in the face if you do that. I'm telling you that. Mother Nature don't like that stuff.
I would not like it.
No, don't muck around with it.
No. Daytime is daytime. Nighttime is nighttime.
We've been on this earth for a long time. Let's not start mucking around with it, eh? It's already got enough issues.
But then that was my question. Yeah, it does. That was my question. Can you control it? If there's a company in the US and they want to send satellites into space, how can anyone stop them?
I don't know about that.
I know.
Yeah.
It's all a bit...
No, you got me. As the boss would say, stay in your lane, Timmy. Monty Burns all over again. No, you block out the sun.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I like it. You know what we call that?
No. Yes, very good.
Bit of a conspiracy. I like it. We like conspiracies here on the afternoons show. Rowie and Timmy G, well, they've got a couple of conspiracies as well coming up after 4 o'clock. And just to end the program, Steve on the text line, I think this is the perfect message to sum up that story this afternoon. How many nutcases will go bonkers with daylight at night? We have enough problems with the full moon nutters as it is. Thank you, Steve. I couldn't agree more. We'll end it on that note. Thanks to everyone for your calls and your text messages today. I'll talk to you at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Coming up